I worked the night shift at DVLA office. I was given a list of strange rules. I'd never been a fan of night shifts. But bills don't pay themselves, and when the DVLA office in town put out an urgent call for night records clerks, I jumped at the chance. The pay was almost double the normal rate. They said all I'd be doing was filing paperwork, updating the database, and watching the security monitors. Easy money, or so I thought. On my very first night, the supervisor, a pale man named Mr. Harker, handed me a manila envelope. He didn't look me in the eye, just muttered, "Follow these rules exactly, no exceptions. If you slip up, you won't make it to morning." I laughed nervously, thinking he was joking. But when I opened the envelope, I found a typed list of rules. They weren't funny, they weren't normal, and the way Harker just stared at me while I read them made my stomach knot. The rules went like this. The DVLA night shift rules. 1. Clock in at exactly 11 p.m. Not a minute earlier, not a minute later. 2. Between 11:45 and 12:15, do not look directly at any CCTV feed. If something moves on the monitors during this window, ignore it. 3. You may hear footsteps in the archive hall after midnight. Do not investigate. File your paperwork and keep your head down. 4. At 1:30 a.m., a man in a high-visibility jacket may approach your desk asking about a vehicle registration. Do not engage him. If he speaks your name, put your hands over your ears until he leaves. 5. If the landline phone rings more than twice, do not answer it. If it continues ringing, unplug it immediately. 6. Never, under any circumstances, open the door marked B4 restricted. Even if you hear someone banging and begging to be let out. 7. At 3:33 a.m., every light in the office will go out. Stay absolutely still until they return. Don't breathe too loudly. Don't pray out loud. 8. By 4 a.m., you must deliver the completed forms into the red drop box at the end of the corridor. If it's not empty when you arrive, don't touch what's inside. Just place your stack on top and leave immediately. 9. When you clock out at 7 a.m., do not speak to the guard outside. He will not be the same man you saw when you arrived. I tried to laugh it off, but Harker's eyes were dead serious. He placed a cold, heavy keycard in my hand and said, "Stick to the rules, and you'll live. Ignore them, and, well, we won't have to worry about payroll." I thought he was just some eccentric boss with a twisted sense of humor. But by midnight, I realized, every word on that paper was deadly serious. My first night, the first hour was calm. I filed some documents, logged into the computer system, and sipped cheap coffee from the vending machine. But at exactly 11:46 p.m., the monitors flickered. I remembered Rule 2, so I kept my eyes fixed on the paperwork in front of me. Still, curiosity clawed at me. Out of the corner of my vision, I saw movement, something gliding past the CCTV feed in the car park. It didn't walk like a person. It crawled. The urge to look was overwhelming, but I bit my lip until I tasted blood and forced my head down. After a minute, the screen went back to normal. At 12:07 a.m., I heard footsteps in the archive hall. Heavy, dragging, like someone in wet boots. My heart thudded. Rule 3. Do not investigate. The steps stopped just outside my office door. I froze, pen in hand. I swear I saw the shadow of 2 feet beneath the doorframe, motionless, waiting. Minutes passed. The shadow didn't move. I wanted to scream. Finally, at 12:20, it faded away. The man in the jacket. At 1:30 a.m. on the dot, I heard the squeak of the office door. I looked up, and there he was. A man in a bright yellow high-visibility jacket. His face was pale, water dripping from his hair as if he'd just climbed out of a lake. He smiled. "You're new here, aren't you?" he asked. My blood froze. I remembered Rule 4, don't engage. He walked closer, placing a slip of paper on my desk. A vehicle registration number scrawled in red ink. "Check this plate for me," he whispered. "It's important." I clenched my fists. I didn't move, didn't speak. Then his tone shifted. Lower, darker. "Allie." My name. He knew my name. My whole body screamed in panic. I slapped my hands over my ears, squeezing them shut as hard as I could. When I opened my eyes, he was gone. The paper too. The air stank of damp earth. The blackout. The real terror came at 3:33 a.m. Every light in the office snapped off. Pitch black. The hum of the fluorescent bulbs died. My computer screen went blank. And in that suffocating darkness, I heard it. Breathing. Not mine. Not human. Slow. Wet. Snarling. Something was in the room with me. I pressed my back against the wall, not daring to move. My chest burned as I tried to hold my breath. The thing brushed past me, slick and cold, like seaweed dragged across skin. My eyes watered, but I didn't make a sound. After what felt like hours, but must have only been seconds, the lights flickered back on. I was alone again. The red drop box. At 4 o'clock, I carried my paperwork to the red drop box. My hands trembled so bad I could barely hold the files. The box was already half full. That's when I remembered Rule 8. If it's not empty, don't touch what's inside. But curiosity, I leaned closer. The papers weren't papers. They were photographs. Hundreds of photographs. All of them, of me. Sleeping, eating, walking to work. Pictures from places I'd never noticed a camera. My skin went ice cold. I dropped my forms on top and sprinted back to my desk. The guard. By the time 7 o'clock rolled around, I was numb with fear. I clocked out, hands shaking, and headed for the exit. The guard at the front gate waved. But it wasn't the same guard who'd greeted me at 11 o'clock. His uniform fit wrong. His smile was too wide. His eyes were solid black. Long night? He asked. I didn't reply. I just walked straight past him, never looking back. Epilogue. I should have quit that night. I should have run and never looked back. But I didn't, because when I checked my bank account that morning, I saw the deposit. Triple the pay I was promised. Enough to cover months of rent. And attached to the receipt was a note. Welcome to the night shift. See you tonight. That was just my first night. And I've worked many more since. Each time, the rules get harder to follow. Each time, the things in that office get closer. And I know one night, I'll slip up. And when I do, no one will ever see me again.